let me ask you a question because I talked about this briefly with you like in the past, but you know, obviously, like again, like like it's not a secret. Like you're very attractive. You're one of the older women that you have your pick of the litter from 22 all the way to 65. So the question I want to ask you, because I've asked you this before, like how you've went about being a woman that you know men might not necessarily care, or even if that's not the case with them, they might not really be attentive to what you're saying because of how you look. So my question to you is, when you do meet new men or you're like vetting or whatever, do most men from like your experiences, do you feel that they actually like make it past like okay, well, I see what she looks like, but she actually has some like good stuff to say. She's actually she articulates herself well. She's eloquent. She's saying some very profound stuff. Do you think a lot of men actually make it past that for you?
I don't have to think. I know a lot of men don't.
Right. Yeah, okay. Thank you.
I think I've shared that with you before, though. But see, that's the thing. I'm also one of those people because I do have the opportunity, and I'm thankful. I'm blessed. But I've also made it my business to preserve myself for that reason, especially after getting divorced in my 30s. You understand? So the thing is I believe that there is somebody for me, and I am not in a rush. If it doesn't happen, hey, it just doesn't happen. But I believe that it will. But at the end of the day, it will have to be someone who is special, someone who is for me. And I'm willing to take the time to weigh those options.
Um, you told me something in private. I'm not gonna like speak on it, but like I'm about to say something. You're about to know what I'm like getting at. So there's this girl that's a friend of mine, um like one of the very few women that I can actually say I have a genuine pure friendship with, because for most women, for whatever reason, they don't try to have like a pure friendship with me. A lot of the times it's men that's not trying to have the pure friendship with the women. A lot of women don't be having wanting to have pure friendships with me, and they end up self-sabotaging a relationship. But that's another discussion. This woman and I became friends because she asked me about would I be in a relationship with a woman that I'm not going to have the opportunity to sleep with, and I told her no. um and because of that, I said, because of that, you and I will not be able to be anything more than friends. I didn't lie to her. I didn't tell her that, what, that's fine. I'm the same way, and we can work towards becoming whatever. But I told her that, a lot of men are. I told her what a lot of men are going to do when she tells them those things, and I told her how they're going to say, what, yeah, that's fine, that's okay, and they're gonna try to make you, go against what you believe and like what you're trying to do. I told her how men are gonna tell her like, oh, I'm the same way and things of that nature, and she's told me that that's what she's been experiencing. So you told me what you told me, so I want to know. I don't know, when you decided to like start moving like that, but when you've communicated that with men, because I know you would communicate that with the man that's like that's courting you or whatever. Have you had any instances where it was like, what, that's okay, I'm working to be this holy man, this man of God, but as time went by, they clearly wasn't about what they were telling you that they were initially about.
Oh, my cutoff game is strong. and and the thing is for me, and this is not for anyone else, because the thing is I know that regardless of what I may or may not say, and that's not something I just come out and say, Noble.
Uh,
That's not something I come out and say. What
right.
I leave that for them finding out later. I leave that because the thing is, sex is not going to be the first thing I talk about. I'm genuinely interested in trying to know you. Now, if it comes up in conversation, then that's fine. And I'm very open and willing to discuss it and talk about it. However, that's not what I'm going to initially lead with. And men are always going to play the long game. Please believe. Because let me tell you, because let me tell you, I got friends to this day who said, man, Cassie, you know, I've been friends with you forever, man. If I got the opportunity, and I'd be like, boy, but I know too much about you. You know, it'll never happen. But even with me saying it'll never happen, that ain't gonna stop them. You know what it does? It puts fuel under them.
Yeah.
It puts fuel under them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But because I know that and I'm secure with who I am and my choices and my decisions, it doesn't bother me. I can still be friends with them, but I move a little differently. Because you know what? Hey, I won't be taking you to the pool with me. I'm nothing. You get no real intimate time with me anymore because I know what you're doing.
You know, okay, we're about to talk about this now.
Let's talk about it.
Okay, so first of all, I don't see those men. You can see them as your friend, but me, Noble, I don't see those men as your friend. And I'm going to tell you what I believe, and this is just my opinion. You know, you can agree or disagree, and when you speak, you can touch on anything that I say. But I personally believe that a lot of men and women do not have genuine, pure friendships. And when I say genuine, pure friendships, I personally, you know what, you, T Time, and I and another lady talked about this like a while back. I personally believe that if a man or woman would sleep with someone given the opportunity to, or sees that person in that light, that's not someone that's actually like they don't. That's not that person's. That they're not genuinely a friend to that person. It's not a pure friendship. Um, if you as a man, yeah, and I just think a lot of, but I think it's more so on the men, but it doesn't get talked about with the woman a lot because, you know, for some men, women have no interest in being like having a pure friendship with them, and
Right.
I can speak from that like from experience because you always hear all these women talk about how they thought a guy was their friend, but you know he communicated with them or he tried to make a pass at them, and then when they rejected him, then the relationship was non-existent.
Right.
There or so. I'm just saying that if you I don't think people like I don't consider no woman that I slept with. I don't consider them a friend. Like I don't. To me personally, if two people have sex, like y'all not friends anymore. Like y'all can be acquaintances, y'all can be associates, but if we like were hunching before, me personally, no, seriously, if we were hunching before, I can't consider you to be my friend. Like if you're really my friend, I don't think people that are friends like have sex with each other or should want to have sex with each other or even given the chance to would want to have sex with that person because that's really your friend. But
I agree. I agree in some respect, and I promise you, I've had this conversation, but I don't think there is any male friend that I have that wasn't physically attracted to me when they met me. But because there were so many other levels of connection, and these are not people I've slept with. I haven't slept with my friends,
right,
but we have real and open, transparent conversations.
right,
And so, because I could tell them, oh, yeah, if that was something I wanted to do, you wouldn't be the last person I choose. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So I have true, genuine relationship, and I promise you, it's only four people. It's four guys, and
yeah,
and the others are simply acquaintances. But
right.
these are people. If I was in a life and danger situation, I know I could call them. I know they'd be there, and vice versa. Like, these are people who were there for me when my brother was killed. You understand what I'm saying? So, and also, we also went to either college or high school together. So we have history, and they've either been in marriages, gotten divorced, or one of them has never been married, and he wants to live his life that way. He doesn't want to be married. You understand? And I can respect that, but I learned so much from all of them, and we have amazing dialogue about it. However, I like to know that if, in the situation where if they are, attracted to me, I want to know that, because I need to know how to move around. I need to know how to move around them. Like, for real.
Miss Cass.
I'm being dead serious.
If look, so okay. Before I say what I'm about to say, have any one of these four men, whether directly or indirectly, ever told you that, you know what, like, these four men, not the acquaintances, these four men that you consider to be your genuine male friends, have any of them directly or indirectly ever told you that, you know what, if you ever gave me the opportunity to wax that ass, that I would? Has that ever happened?
Um, so you haven't been listening to our conversation?
I have.
Okay, because you wouldn't be asking that question if you did. I literally told you that one of them said, "Oh Lord, D Rose, shut up! You are so silly." He is so silly. Oh my God, I told you one of them, and this is one from high school. And it's so hilarious because he went through a divorce, and all that good stuff, and that was an experience we shared that me and the others didn't share. And I told him, I was like, "You've been liking me since high school." You know what I'm saying? That's cool, and I knew that. However, I felt like like, he could be physically attracted to me, and he's already told me that before. But the thing is again, our history and our relationship is built on so much more. And he did tell me, just listen, he did tell me. He was like, yeah, he's like, "Man, if you ever gave me a chance, I would." He said, "But it's not worth losing this friendship over." He already knew, because I'm not going to be friends. Like, I'm not going to be close friends with anybody I've been with. Not at all. But I do feel like when you hold a particular valuable value in someone's life, they are willing to forfeit that one thing in order to keep you in their life in a different capacity, because I'm more valuable in that capacity. He know he can go have sex with other women. It ain't gonna be with me.
I'm going to respectfully disagree with that last part, Miss
But
Cass.
that's you.
That's where I think it's a very thin line. You as a woman look at it as like, you know what, he actually values our relationship so much that he's willing to forego this. But me as a man, I see that as just another man that's, look, I said this when Tea Time and I had the conversation. I've always told women this. And again, women do this as well, but we're talking about men. Men will relegate themselves to the friend zone, all in hopes that one day, and not every man does this, because I don't do this. There are a lot of men that don't do this, but there are a lot of men that do. Men will relegate themselves to the friend zone, all in hopes that one day, that woman finally cracks the door open a little bit and gives them an opportunity to go through. Some men will really play the long game that long. This
Right.
woman, this woman will be in a relationship. Cassie got a girlfriend. Oh, I'm still just a friend. Cassie is married. I'm still just a friend. Cassie is divorced. I'm still just a friend. Cassie's been in other relationships since she's been divorced. I'm still just a friend. And a lot of the times it could be a pipe dream, but they're still holding on to that chance. And that don't mean that they're not dating other women or sleeping with other women. But he still wants that, so he's still gonna hold out. And like, I don't think a lot of women really, like I said, you see it like, oh man, he values our relationship so much, he's willing to forego it. Call him. It's 1:15 or it's 12:15 in
Yeah,
Houston right now. Call. I always tell women that since that guy's your friend so much, call him. Call him during the hours of 12 to 2 a.m. and tell him to come over and let's see how much of a friend he is to you.
but
Just
he
so
was.
I say that one last thing. I say it to say since you and other women like, man, this guy, he just values our relationship so much. He's willing to forgo that. Well, call him right now and tell him to come over and let's see if he still feels the same way.
And I understand what you're saying. However, I also know that in our relationship, our friendship, I could call him. I could definitely call him right now and say, "Hey, I'm not feeling good. Will you come lay with me?" That nigga will run.
Okay.
I literally just said to you that I know men will play the long game, but at the end of the day, I'm resolute. There won't be a chance. And he knows that because I am very firm in what I say and what I do. It's just what it is. It's me knowing that he knows me. He knows me so well. I don't care how down on my luck. I don't care if I'm in a horn dog mode or whatever. He understands it's not going to happen. He knows that even if he has hope that one day it still will happen, he knows that it's not. But that don't keep him that I can't stop him from being delusional.
Right.
Just like you can't stop a woman that wants you that you done already kicked to the curb from being delusional.
Right.
I'm
No,
a realist.
100%
You know
agree.
that. You know I'm a realist. And so that doesn't mean that, that desire leaves him, but he understands that after that conversation, we don't have to have it anymore.
I want to say two things. And we gonna get to what you just said, Auntie Renee, about people being friends and then becoming married. But two things before we even get to that. I'm someone that wholeheartedly believes this as well. If a man or woman, let's talk about men coming on to women. Since I'm talking to you right now. If a man initially comes on to you, trying to make a pass at you as more than a friend, he's like clearly, like directly or indirectly communicating that. When you reject him, or like politely put him down, and he says, "Well, okay, like let's just be friends. Then we can be friends." I don't know. Like there are some women that will be like, okay, like he just accepted that I'm not gonna, you know, um, be more than a friend to him, but he's cool with just being friends. We could entertain that possible. No, he just communicated to you. He just made a pass at you to be more than a friend. You can't think that all of a sudden now he's just gonna instantly relegate himself to the friend zone. That's not your friend, and that's not a man that has any intention on being your friend. And then the last thing I wanted to say is I think the relationships like that are really dangerous, Miss Cass. I think relationships where like especially like the dynamic that you and this man have to where like, y'all have had the conversation, like you said, even though you can't stop him from being delusional, this creates a lot of resentment in the man that's playing this waiting game or in the woman that is playing this waiting game. Because while they're being delusional and holding on, hoping that, this person's going to crack the door open one day, they're seeing you date other men. They're seeing you date other women. Some of these men be so down bad. They're actually on the phone with these women, and these women are telling them about their dealings with other men. It creates resentment in these people, serious resentment, and they might not show it, you might not see it, but it's definitely there. Like
Oh,
that man
absolutely.
has, like that friend of yours, he has a lot of resentment for you. You might
I
not
don't
see it
think
like that, but he definitely has resentment for you.
Yeah,
Because
I get what you're
it's always like,
saying.
why is it not me? Why is it always somebody else? Why is it never me?
But Noble, see, that's the thing. When that conversation came up, it was because we were all in a conversation about that thing in particular. So when all of this came out, everybody was asked and we all shared. You understand what I'm saying? So it was not like he's made passes or anything like that. No, he's never done that. That's what I'm saying. So I think so we are not monoliths. Okay, we are not monoliths. Every relationship will be different, and I agree that there may be resentment, but if there has been resentment, that's something we've talked about. You understand? Like when you get my age, you don't really care about hurting people's feelings. You have conversations, and in conversations, like literally, that has never been an issue, and resentment hasn't ever really been an issue at all. It really hasn't, because like when he got a girl, like I become friends with the girlfriend, like for real, for real. And they know it's no issue because I don't want this dude. He's just been my friend since we were 14 years old. That's it. And the thing is we live in different places. Yogi, quit.
Auntie Renee, I'm going to talk about it.
Quit.
I'll let her finish.
Quit. Just like he has become friends with the guy I dated for the last few years or whatever. And the crazy thing is, even after us breaking up, like they still homeboys. They still homeboys, and I don't have no problem with that. I'm bringing people together, but I don't. I'm just saying, I'm bringing people together out here. I'm healing the world.
Stop, man. You need to stop. That's not funny. I'm bringing people together.
But no, but I agree that that could cause issues. And the thing is I would never want a relationship literally that's been 40 years, almost 30 years, 40 years, to be ruined because of something like that. And that's why we do have those talks where, we're checking temperatures, we're checking in with each other, because I think when you value someone, you value how they feel. And I think that's important. So, and we have had the conversation, if you need to take some space away, do that. You know what I'm saying? Take some time away. It doesn't mean we're not going to be friends. It doesn't mean that if you call me, I won't come running. If you need me, I won't be there. I don't think that's an issue. But I do think that you need to know how that person feels. And if it gets to a point where they can't take it, then I believe that's when you do have a conversation and you may have to sever the ties. For real. But I think that's a part of maturity too. Because you got to know when to walk away.
Hey, Miss Cass, you talking about, he getting a girlfriend and you meeting a girlfriend and becoming cool with the girlfriend. That don't mean anything, Miss Cass.
No, but I don't want them.
Maybe it's just the biology of a man and the biology of a woman, and I'm not a woman. There's just, and I know this, and I've acknowledged this to women. There's just certain things that I'm just never ever going to really be able to fully stand and grasp because I'm not a woman. And I say that to say you meeting the girlfriend and becoming cool with her and things of that nature. To me as a man, that does not mean anything, Miss Cass. That's still part of the play. That's still
I believe that
part of the long run play. And then him becoming him becoming cool with Cassie's new man. That's still part of the play. That's a way for me to keep myself around and still remain close. And then when Cassie break up with dude, and I still got a relationship with, I'm telling you as a man, bro. Now, like I said, he might not give that energy around you, but that resentment is there, and he's probably even communicated that in some form or fashion to the now to the ex-man. But
I agree with that.
You're not really gonna be able to ever grasp that as a woman. You like, oh man, that's my homeboy. Like I be around him and his home. No, there's resentment there. Because for those people, it's always, why is it not me? Why is it always somebody else? Why am I continuously forever in the friend zone? There is resentment there.
I believe that. I'm not knocking that. Remember, I just shared with you. I agree. I agree that could possibly be an issue. But again, that's when you have to make the choice to walk away from that friendship, or to remain and deal with what might fallout may happen. And I think that also comes with knowing who you are and then knowing that individual, because if things change in a way that's uncomfortable for either of you, then you need to be mature enough to walk away.
I think you and women in your position, when you come across those things, I think you need to walk away right away. Because like I said, they have men like in your instance to where they're not going to actually give the woman that energy, and they're not going to like really express their resentment. But like I said, those types of relationships are very dangerous because there are some men that are unhinged or eventually become unhinged, because those men that eventually become unhinged, they're walking crock pots. They're just waiting to explode. There comes a time to where, like I said, I'm tired of being in the friend zone. Why am I always in the friend zone? Why are you always telling me about who you're talking to, who you're dealing with? Why is it never me? Why can it never be me? And sometimes that gets very dangerous to the point where the man is, letting that energy out on the woman in a negative way. So that's playing dangerous games to me. But hey,
I can see that perspective and I can respect that perspective. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I can agree with that because I think it's a great example. But again, I don't think that our relationships, our people are monoliths. And so there may be that time where, yeah, somebody may be a crock pot. They may be a walking crock pot. And again, I agree with you on that fact. Again, though, if before that crock pot explodes, you're going to see perspiration. You're going to see condensation. You're going to see a lot of things that give you clue. Oh, yes, you do, sweetheart. Yes, you do. Because they're going to mess up in some way. And the thing is if I feel any type of way, I will walk away before I put them in danger, because I'm real unhinged if I have to be.
right,
I'm real unhinged if I have to be, but I prefer not to be that way. I'm willing to walk away for their safety and for the safety of myself. And also just because of the history, I'm okay with walking away. And I believe they would be the same way. And look, if they ain't, then I tell them choose a number between 9 and 380 and I got you. I'll meet you where you are. I'm just saying.
okay, okay. I need to. Okay, no, we about to shift gears here. I need to know from you, Miss Cass. Again, I'm gonna repeat this again because it's important for context. As someone like yourself that men your damn son's age, all the way to men that's about to retire this year, if they had their chance at bat, they would take it with Dr. Cassie J. Becoming. Why do you think that a lot of women become so age like conscious and kind of become insecure about their age as they get older? I said what I think it is earlier. I did acknowledge that, society itself does, for whatever reason, try to like age shame women and try to make them feel like they're less valuable as they get older. But I want to know from you, from one of the women that's blessed, that's still like that's still the same for you when you were 25, when you're about to be 44. Why do you think women become so conscious of their age as they get older?
Um,